Yo, this is kingearner coming to you guys live and direct. First and foremost, hit the honorableearners.com and grab what? Your CMOS Gold. 92 of that 102 minerals that your body is made of. And the most honorable thing about that CMOS Gold is that the plug said, tell everybody we don't want their packages held up. So all you gotta do when you go, get a gel is go through that process. We're gonna clean it for them. Look at that, huh? How about that? Look at that. Look how clean that is. Look at it. You barely see iodine on it. You know why? Because it produces little and it has it already running through his veins. Make sure y'all get there, because listen, let me give y'all an understanding. This CMOS Gold, it actually helps cleanses your cells of unwanted toxins, unwanted diseases, things that's not supposed to be there. Oh, the government will want to know, kingearner, is it a cure? No, it's not a cure. But I guarantee you this, anybody who has bad health, it'll bring their health up to honor. Look, today the topic is different than usual, man. I wanted to critique and go over something, man, because I don't think this guy kind of understanding. I ain't the type of guy who go around judging people or go around saying who was gangster and who's not. All that gangster stuff was kind of played out and corny to me, as an adult. I'm not gonna lie to you, I respect the dudes who were gangsters that came home and changed their lives. The guys that's in jail, some of them are still stuck, that said, you know what, the things I done was wrong, that ain't me no more. I'm on a reality thing. I'm honoring who I am as a person. I wish I didn't even put myself in that position. Tell all the youngers the same thing, but at the same token, I ain't do no telling. I took my time and I carried it that way. I was responsible. And the ones that's coming home, they're showing that. Them lifers that came home, they are showing that. There's a brother by the name of Shannon in the city, right? Shannon has his program in Dobbins. It's called Real Talk. It's of honor. I need for everybody to make sure that y'all follow Big Shannon on Instagram, because this brother is adding a lot of positivity to the community. Now, Casanova made a statement. He said that there's nobody who's a millionaire, $2 million, that's what's worth 2 or 20, whatever number he said, and that not cooperate. And I gotta let him know that it's a few individuals who were millionaires or couple millionaire guys and got arrested that didn't do no telling. One, I see you underneath, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you signed a Rock Nation or not, but your boss, Jay-Z, he's an individual, he got arrested. Then they lied on the brother, claimed he stabbed somebody, right? And that brother done what? That brother didn't go in there. So you got to understand, the industry is different, and I'm pretty sure Casanova can agree to this. When you come through them type of joints and you have certain type of prestige, they want to ask about everybody. You see, this is why the guy Calvin Klein, the police member, he cooperated. That's what he said, rather. And more than anything, it was a situation where you can kind of tell he cooperated. You can't escape cooperating, but a person of honor can, escape that. Here it is, he claimed he was in jail, Calvin Klein did, and that they asked him about Jay-Z and 50 Cent. That's what he said, right? About a situation that had nothing to do with them two guys, right? All right, well, you put Jay in the situation where he caught the stabbing. I'm pretty sure they wanted to know about individuals. But he didn't have no extra headlines, and Jay-Z put it and said that maybe so-and-so done this, or this person was around me, and maybe they done it, or, it was clear, cut, and dry that he was going to jail just for the knife, for stabbing a guy, and he was coming home for that, right? He didn't do no telling. I'm pretty sure they asked him. I got to say that again. I'm pretty sure they asked him. Meek been in the jail, right? I'm pretty sure Berkeley, she didn't like him. She took him through a lot of turmoil. And I'm pretty sure, guess what? They asked him, what about so-and-so in the industry, or so-and-so? Because, his case was deep. I'm pretty sure they did. And the outcome was I'm in jail because I'm in jail. I got nothing to say. And I'm speaking that because at the end of the day, you didn't hear no extra headlines about these guys. These dudes get locked up, these days, right? That claim to be thorough dudes like 6ix9ine. And the first thing he do when he get locked up is tell on a person that he had putting on and work for him. You see? So at the end of the day, it's different threads, Casanova. And you got a good thread that's of honor, or you got a kitten thread. An individual who just is weak. They don't matter if they got $2 million, 20, a million, or 50,000. The money don't cause the person to snitch. It's the feds, right? They look for certain individuals. They look to the ones who adhere to those type of things. The ones who have that type of mindset that you kind of have when you say a person, no one is going to stand tall that, and the RICO come. It's not true, brother. You're putting out false information to the youth and everybody. A lot of dudes look up to you, man. And, I don't know you to even care. But when I hear things that violate this badge right here, this badge of honor, this Honor Your Life campaign, the gun that's crossed out doesn't dissemble we don't honor that everybody has a right to use gun. It's the fact that our people are using them more than anything against each other when we can, you know what I'm saying? We can like really rip, like rip. We got to start watching what we say and how we say it and not try to sound cute and cool. I can honestly say, I don't know a lot of the guys that's in the industry, but I can go by character and presence to a certain extent. Now, maybe watch me when I say a certain extent, because I have made some bad decisions of dealing with individuals that I thought was super solid and turn out to be hot or rats, and I find out along in and I cut them right off as easy as pie. You have to have a mindset of understanding that negativity is a road that leads to all of these different quarrels. I would never in my life ever adhere to saying that a certain crowd of people, because of the status of their money, that they would tell. Because I don't know his net worth. And I'm pretty sure that he seems like a guy that has some good understanding of the streets. He was behind a pistol at a time. And, he worked out easy claim in jail. So if you've done all these things, you have an understanding and you know that there are men that came before us, right? And ones that came during my era and some of this era. It may be not a lot, but we're not going to count the honorable guys out. There's honorable men worldwide. We're uniting based off of me restoring the honor in a positive way. That honor, you want to know what is that honor? Me teaching the youth to stop recycle crime. Stop recycle crime. So when you sit up there at the Breakfast Club and you talk like as if every person that have a status of having some millions, right, will turn around and become a rat just because some guy with a suit on, with a badge says he's charging him with a certain word called RICO? Are you kidding me? You know how many stand-up men, and why does it have to be a guy that was in the industry? It's dudes that's thinking about the guys that got millions of dollars that stood tall in the streets. Huh? How about those men, huh? Let's speak about those good men that stood tall in the streets, the honorable OGs, the ones that didn't sell themselves out and go to jail for the rest of their life based off of lies, huh? That done their time, right? Done their time and came home. And the ones that didn't, that was stood sturdy, those old heads that went in, they didn't tell on them guys. The ones they knew that wasn't in the streets really, that might have helped them here, drive this or move this around. They didn't tell on them guys to come home early. They didn't tell on the guy that they had do the crime. The dude that done the crime ended up telling on them guys. They didn't tell on the guy like 6ix9ine done, hey, you're cool to black, I sent that. And I can get some credit for it. You got to be kidding me. But I'm going to say it again. Youngins, this is to the youth worldwide. This is to the young ladies. This is to the males. If you're not a part of the streets, stay out of it. You understand where I'm coming from? Let's not be cut and dry and trying to sound cute and cool and trying to go through every, which way avenue to get some type of light through these different bloggers, This is the authentic right here. This is authenticity. We talk pure honor here. And at the end of the day, if you're negative, you're going to get what comes with that. And guess what you got to do, youngin'? So nobody gets misled. You got to take your time and do it. You don't get to pointing out people. You know why? It's called unfairness. And the reason why it is called unfairness, this is why when an individual gets on the stand, the district attorney or the lawyer, they're asked, have anyone promised you anything here today? The reason why they're asking that certain word, you know how many times I was sitting at the defendant table, sitting there watching a judge? Not to say that's cute or cool, but just watching and listening to what's going on. And they'll ask them, are you sure you're here? And the agents or the prison they're at and the DA or whatever, they'll have them there, back there with them. Or they'll be there in the courtroom. And they're promoting this because they want to make sure it's recorded that that guy tells them everything that he knows. It doesn't matter what it is. They're there to accept and make sure he does that great job. And when he does, they nod their head and they leave. And I've seen them. And guess what? My lawyer has seen them too. And my lawyer asked the question, did anyone promise you anything here today? And of course they lie. They say no. But if they say yeah, it's called unfairness. And that's what's going on. We are being treated unfair. We have to implement stop recycling crime. Why? You've been watching for a while. Why have we come to a point where we must stop recycling crime? First of all, for our brothers and our sisters too, because the sisters involved also. They are part of us, right? Savannah, we got to stop going in and out, period. Stop going to jail. That's Stop Recycle Crime, Act B. But Act A that I'm going to be implementing in is that the government has to stop allowing criminals that do crime, that set up crime, that are a part of crime, to lie and lock up individuals. You got to consider it a lie. Someone's going to say, how do you know they're lying? Every criminal lies. This is the court of law. This is the understanding that any person who gets on the stand that was, in some type of trouble before or is a criminal, they're a liar. Bottom line, they are to be not heard or understood. How? How can you accept their testimony? They lied once, they'll lie again. We got to understand these laws. We got to understand what's going on. Casanova has to understand that when he speaks, he allows the children to know pure honor, and we don't go outside of that. And not going outside of that is just being straight up and down and being truthful. Ain't no damn just millionaires. Millionaires gonna tell. Bottom line, people that tell they can't stand the heat. Y'all want me to be truthful here? They can't stand it because they were involved in crime. 9 times out of 10, they're the one that orchestrated the crime these days. And you know what? Because of their quote unquote, as they claim, because they think they're beaten, because of their sense by telling, they keep it on and they keep going. And guess what? They never pay attention to their wrong. They never see anything in error to what they're doing because the government is enabling them to continue to do the crime, you see? So now we got a wave. It's a whole crime wave. Y'all missing it. Y'all not paying attention because a lot of people think because kingearner used to be in the streets at a time and kingearner was this wrong, evil guy, as they claim. Like everyone was perfect, right? Y'all shouldn't take from him. But guess what? Those before me were evil and wrong prior to, and I'm going to give you the name of one that was so and turned out to be a man who changed the minds of nations to follow one God and one God only, Malcolm X, and there's many others. George Jackson, good men, you know, that changed their lives. You can change, and guess what? Don't feel weak about your change, and nobody can tell you just because of your status or who you are that your honor ain't intact. You get your sleeves together and you get your, and you honor your life. Kingearner live and direct. And be sure to get this CMOS, bro. We got it in, man. You know, we having a ball with it, man. And I mean, don't get mad at me, it's not a gimmick. Don't get mad at me that it's real, you kittens. Don't get mad at me that everything I ever put my hands on was authentic. And guess what? Y'all can continue to watch and take notes. A lot of people are selling product now. Well, guess what? This isn't a product. This is natural. This comes from the ocean. This comes from a lost planet with the island. And we got the only species around. That's like having that scale when we was in the streets. This ain't the streets, so guess what? We didn't turn it into positivity. We got the Michael Jordan, the LeBron of CMOS gold, right? We got the LeBron of it, right? And also, we got the honorable wear. Honor Your Life campaign clothing. It's available. All of it is at the site. All you got to do is go to honorableearners.com and keep your honor intact. Kingearner, live and direct. Remember, youngins, no matter your status or who you are, if you cause wrong, you got to deal with your wrong, and you don't have to say a darn word. You have a right to remain silent. Live and direct.